And hello, Texas. Don't turn that dial. This is the Fly Mackey Show, and I'm your host, Fly Mackey. Good to be with you today on this Sunday. And oh boy, there's a lot going on in the news. We got an exciting show coming up with Russ, um, Adam Rust coming up doing a credit stacking show. And this guy, you do not want to miss this guy. He's an amazing credit stacker and teaching people how to get massive amounts of credit. The average, I won't get into it all. We'll let him do it all. But I can tell you this, hundreds of thousands, people get millions of dollars and 0% business credit cards, personal cards, mainly business cards, lines of credit. I mean, you name it. This guy is a genius, and you're not going to want to miss that coming up here shortly. Anyway, the news of the day, I want to just talk briefly here. And hello, Texas, Louisiana, Tallahassee, Florida, Washington, D.C., Denver, Colorado, and all places in the United States. Okay. Excited to bring our podcast type TV to you. And thank you for being loyal listeners and loyal TV watchers of our channel. We have a what I call, and I tell everybody, we do what's called low budgeted production shows, like podcasts, like they do on the internet. You turn on your camera and you start recording. And I think that's been surprisingly done well for us. So we're real excited about that. Let's look at a little news here, because look at Bitcoin. By the way, I've been charting this, and I explained a little while back that I think Bitcoin's heading back down to about, 89,000. It could reach, somewhere between 79 and $80,000. I think that's where it's going. But, or excuse me, 79 and 89,000, somewhere in there. But they're taking profits. So if you can see here, and I won't get, we're not giving advice. We're just giving, just showing you what's going on here. Kind of, it's why they call it the news. Right there. So you got a whole lane that has been traveling here. There's a lot of buying at where it's at right now at 97,700. There's a lot of buying going on in here. There was a lot of buying and selling. So it's got quite a bit of support, but it's trying to make its way down. Now, if it gets into this other lane over here, which it could easily do, let's just draw that out right there. If it gets into this area, there's less support than there is here. Quite a bit of support right here if you wanted to take it there. Quite a bit of support in here, in this area right here. Okay. So if it came down, let's just say it did come down into this area, there's not a lot of room to move right here. It could pop one, it could stop here. And then if it does, then we come back up, then we're looking at a major move, probably up to 150, 170, $250,000, something like that. But once again, everyone's taking their profits, and some of the really good people who chart, world class at charting, most of them don't have it going down that as far as I do, but I think this is where we're heading, somewhere in this area right here. Now, this is a 4-hour chart. I mean, we could be, if it hits here, there is like no support. Well, there's some support, but you see all that green right there? Just look at this. So if we break under 84,000, there is very little support because most of this was purchasing going up. They were buying. There wasn't a lot of people buying going down. So there's not a lot of support going down, but there's a lot of support going up. And this thing could, I shouldn't say that. There's quite a bit of support here. There's only one large candle here on the 6th. And then there's a couple of candles here on November 24th. These are both on the 24th. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just something to look at here, you know. It's going to get exciting, that's for sure. But a lot less support here than it is over here. See all this green right here, and then you see all this red right over here. So there's a lot of buying and selling. What I'm trying to tell you, there's a lot of support to keep it from dumping. But once again, you're talking about people who want to take their profits because, you know, before it goes up to the next level here, you know, they've been holding on to this since 40, 50,000. So there's lots of profits here, and they want to pull this thing back so that they can take profits before it goes up again. So we'll see. It's going to get exciting, that's for sure. Oh. Come on anytime you want, but come on before 4:30. This is going to get exciting. Yeah, this is going to get exciting. Let's see what happens here. Once again, this is a 4-hour chart. We could change this to the day, and this is what it looks like on the day chart. So here you see here it was traveling in this lane. Now that's 4-hour lane. This is more drawn out than this, but you see a second lane that I have here, and this was the top of this, and it's just now hitting the top of that lane. Excuse me right there, my eyes are a little itchy. Y'all take a look at that there. We have a special guest coming on. Is going to do a show, Adam Rust, and his own credit stacking show, which is pretty phenomenal. It's just hitting the top of that lane that I've been had. You know, this thing we've had drawn for a long time. Somebody told me my face wasn't as fat as it was. I've been on a 3-day water fast, and I just started. My fingers are all dirty because I've been messing with the dogs. Anyway, getting back to this right here, this is going to get exciting to see. But you see here that people are, you know, they're trying to take profits. Let's look at XRP, and oh boy, look at this one right here. This is also a 4-hour chart, but you can see here where I had it. See this where I had this lane and where it was going, and then of course it dropped below this one, and there's support. There's support here. There's plenty of support right down here, even though you can't see it here. There's plenty of support over here. Ouch. 259, 260. Ooh. You covered? You're going to be okay on your XRP? Look at this. This is quite a dump here on XRP. But once again, XRP went up, like 200%. So I could see this, possibly going to 250. There's a lot of support. See, there's not a lot of support here as it starts going up here. You can see that right here. See this? So it didn't have a lot of support in this area here. A lot of selling there, and then a lot of buying going straight up here. So there's not a lot of support. Now when as we've got to 260, there's a ton of support here. I mean, quite a bit. So they're going to try to push through, but you can see here that it may have hit its bottom. See that? It may have hit its bottom at 250, 260. And then you see here, getting back to the Bitcoin, let's go back to the 4-hour chart here. And you see it's basically done similar to the same. Do you see that? Same pattern. So whatever Bitcoin does, all the other coins are following suit typically. So you see this one, and then now it may have hit its bottom at 97,000 because it's trying to make an effort to come up. Of course, over this last 4 hours, it's less trading. So yeah, quite a dump there. We're going to put this on Bitcoin, and we're just going to let you guys look at this for a while. Let's take a look at some news over here. See what's going on X. There's our favorite guy right there, Fly Mackey. You guys looking for some credit and how to get credit, massive credit? Our team is pretty good at it. And I mean, real good at it. The average person, when they go walk through the process, typically gets about 150,000 on the very first swing of getting credit. There's some data points that you got to go through to meet, but the average person, with some 740 plus credit is easily going to get credit. Easily. If you have 740 credit score or higher, you're considered a premium credit target for the credit card industry to give you credit. And our team is great. Matter of fact, Adam's coming on here shortly, and he's going to talk, do a show on it. But this guy is phenomenal. This is how phenomenal our pilots are in the that fly for our military. You think they couldn't figure out why they had that head-on collision and that other one in Pennsylvania crashed? There's been 3 or 4 crashes and mishaps in the last week. I don't want to get into any conspiracy, but pay attention. You have to have the best of the best of the best, and this last administration did nothing but destroy everything that is good in America. They destroyed our economy, our military, our secrets, people they put in charge, our agriculture. I mean, you name a department and they totally, filled it full of DEI and all that good junk. I tell you, I'm a brown person, so you can't call me a racist or any of that BS. But I can tell you this: not in my whole life, I've never gotten any opportunities because I've been brown. You had to work for it. A few times where I was offered some stuff and I'm like, nah, not interested. I mean, what would I do in that job? It doesn't matter. We want to hire you to do, nah, not interested. Hire the other guy or that gal. They are way more qualified and they'll do a better job because they want to do it. I don't want to do it. You know, who wants to go into a job that they're going to fail at? And they say, oh, no matter. Don't bother. You know, it doesn't matter. Just do what we tell you to do. Mm-mm. Who wants something like that? Look at that. That wasn't one plane. That was 4 of them. That's how good our pilots are, male and female. So, you know, black, white, Asian, Native American, Latino, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're flying for the US Armed Forces, then you're good. So, you know, put the best of the best of the best of the best there. The best will rise to the top is what I was trying to say, whether you're male or female, black, white, or anything in between. Okay. Here's Ripple CEO. Michael Arlington he's the founder of Arlington Capital. Listen to this. We got a few minutes.
They're a legitimate company. They don't pretend to be something they're not, and they're
talking about
people. The tribalism in this industry is insane. So there's Bitcoin maximalists, but everybody agrees, like, you know, XRP sucks, and I don't really get it, right? I mean, they're a legitimate company. They don't pretend to be something they're not, and they're really good at one thing: moving money fast and cheap, and it's fantastic. It fills a big need, and for a hedge fund like us to be able to denominate in Ripple and XRP, I just did the same thing, is really, really, really good. We did our first close.
Listen to this.
We moved north of $50 million into the company in Ripple and XRP.
Did you hear that? They moved $50 million of XRP. They did it in just a few seconds. It cost them 30 cents.
In like 2 seconds, and it cost 30 cents. Now, that is amazing. There's no way.
That is amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. Let's look at some more news here.
Instead of calling me and say, hey, we need you. Instead of coming to my door where I live, which, by the way, is right next to the FBI, instead of calling me and say, hey, we need you down at court, we've got a warrant for you, I would have gladly come. What did they do? They intercepted me getting on the plane. And then they put me in handcuffs. They bring me here.
Yeah, the same FBI that now says they're going to be loyal to President Trump. In my opinion, they need to gut, and he already is gutting it. He already is gutting it at a rapid pace. The average person who works, you know, the men and women who work there, who who do their jobs, they show up every day, they do their jobs, they're not part of the political part of the FBI, do great work. It's the other guys and gals. Anyway, they need to gut it, and he's doing a good job of doing that right now. We're going to bring on a guest here in just a second. We're going to go to commercial break right now, and we'll be right back. Adam, my man.
Hello. Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
You know what? Exceptional for a Sunday.
Good.
You know, exceptional for an old man.
For an old man. Nice.
Bro, I got 20 something years on you, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not bragging.
It's all right.
Holy cow. So we're streaming live. Hold on one second. Hold on just a second. Let me see. I don't know if I can turn off the streams.